It starts. Okay, let's start. Have a seat, everyone. Tony, you have a seat? I put some over there if you want. Oh, good. Everyone can hear me well here? Thumbs up. Ali, can you hear me well? Yeah, awesome. Good. Ok, voy a hablar en inglés con la mayoría, ¿verdad? Quiero que después muchas veces tú puedes entender un poquito en inglés. I don't have the microphone, so I'm trying to speak as loud as I can. You can hear me well? Yeah. So for the other speakers, just a small hint to speak a bit loud also for the live stream that we have. If you have family or friends that want to see, I mean, maybe not, but the link is in the WhatsApp group and on Slack. So, well, first of all, welcome, and thank you very much for being here, and well, most importantly, congratulations. Because even though some of you are still finishing some parts or got the opportunity to finish some parts later on, all of you made it again here, where we started 8 months ago, and already that is an amazing achievement. And I'm really amazed that all of you are here again and that you all came today. I really appreciate it. So today is basically this. And afterwards, we can just talk a little bit. We have to be quite strict with all the COVID guidelines. It's, well, first of all, because simply we have to, but also because, as you know, it's kind of an exception that we're using this space of web help. And yeah, we have to really follow all the strict guidelines. So I'm going to be a bit of a police officer, as you know. Sorry, that's not because I don't want you to hug or whatever, nothing personal. I'll start today with a quick introduction and a recap. Carlos will speak a little bit about, well, about what you've basically been going through in the last 8 months. Tony will give a quick review of his period with MigraCode, which was the longest of all of you because he already started in the March group before. Beeps will have a short talk about her experience and about the things that she's currently working on. And that's basically it. This part is actually in the first part. So I forgot my presentation clicker, so I hope my phone. Okay. This part is important. As you probably know, these two groups, both the Spanish and the English group, were sponsored by Lenovo and Adaptive. So they contributed really generously with financial contribution, but also with volunteers and other kind of support. And as you know, Web Help has been offering the spaces to us, both in one spot left. They've been offering the spaces here in the auditorium for Code Women, for the graduation, for the opening, and also for some students who were going to that building over there to follow the online classes from there. So I can honestly say that without these three companies, these two courses would have not been possible. This is an important mention. So I already showed this slide during the demo day. So you probably think, is he going to repeat all of that? Partly, yes. I just want to do a quick recap, but a bit more in detail. So I think it's quite nice that we started here, and then we're ending here. When we started here in July 2020, we hoped that each class could be in person, could be here, could be in the other building. It was July, the situation was better. But I think 4 days after, Carlos, I don't know when, like the restrictions were tightened again. And basically we were not allowed to give these in-person classes again. So again, we had to switch online. And that's not easy. For us, it's definitely not easy. It is way more difficult to teach online. We had some experience with our earlier groups, but still it always is a challenge. It's way harder to see which students are struggling. It's way harder to see if there may be other issues. I cannot walk to you after class and say, hey, what's going on? So it's quite difficult. But in the end, it's mostly difficult for all of you. It's not easy to be an online student. You don't have the same interaction, and you cannot as easily ask questions. It's not as easy to get quick help from someone. We're still improving this with breakout rooms, with one-to-ones on the side of the classes, but still, it's not the same. So in the end, it's mostly your effort and your flexibility that allowed us to switch online. And that also has been part of this overall effort that you put into this course, making it even more difficult to be here again today. So luckily, for those who wanted to have a more steady study environment, maybe at home they didn't have the perfect environment, we did met in person sometime here at WebHelp in the building over there. And that was really nice. Sometimes still see you. And I didn't include a picture here, but we even had at least one opportunity to play volleyball on the beach, which was just really awesome. Unfortunately, as well, we planned that, and 1 week after, also the restrictions for sports and everything were changed again. So it was a one-time thing. But even if you're graduated now, you're still part of Slack. I'm going to talk later about this. And you're still part of the recreation activities one. So if we do these kind of things again, you're always welcome to join. So this will still happen in the future once the situation improves. Yeah, and as I was saying, we did all these classes online. And yeah, again, I've seen the struggle. I mean, I haven't been teaching. I haven't been that involved always in the classes. It was Carlos and Angelo and Harriet and all the volunteers arranging this. But I know that this wasn't easy. So I don't know if there's some instructors actually watching. I don't think so, because I shared the link a bit late, because I wasn't sure if we're actually be able to do this. But as you know, there's been an amazing group of volunteers, again, that has been helping you. We value them tremendously. And it's the same for the companies. Without the support of our volunteers, we also would not have MigraCode, and we would not have been able to offer you what we've been offering in the last 8 months. I put some random volunteer faces here that I quickly saw on Slack that were active a lot, from the Code Buddies, from Code Women, like Ivana with Code Women, Francelis teaching a full module, Tom Vanage, well, everyone knows him, from Support Technical, Nanda with the final projects, teaching modules, Lino the same, Crystal with employability, Jonah, main instructor, and also helping Code Buddies, but also the other kind of volunteers like Alicia, but also Luciana, Alex, the psychologist, who have been helping some of you with some things that were not directly related to coding, which is a very important aspect of what we do with the help of our volunteers. So yeah, well, we're recording this, so I hope they hear this, but they know that, yeah, we're really, really happy with this, and we know that without them, it's not possible to organize MigraCode as we do. Another very helpful tool, especially now we're all online, was Slack. I've been driving you crazy with these 2 channels, especially in the beginning, to ask you use them, and you did. You used it a lot, of course, mostly support technical. I hope, especially now you're graduated, you'll still be using this one a lot to get help with the job search. But through these channels, this was the first contact for you to ask help of instructors and other volunteers. Of course, you may have your Code Buddy, or you had some steady volunteers you were sending messages through private messages. But this was, of course, also widely used. And I just wanted to give some examples. This was from Support Technical, and I was scrolling through this. I was making this presentation on Thursday, Friday, I don't know bit last minute. Uh, and I was just trying to find out some examples of how well this channel works. And it was just one message after another where a student would post something and within a day there was a reply, yeah, I can help you, yeah, I can do this. One of you replying again and just going really smoothly and finding solutions together like a forum, but a bit more personal. I saw a lot of times, oh, I give you a call, send me a private message. Amazing, amazing. And I know that for some of you, it was quite of a big step to start asking in a public channel, hey, I'm stuck with this exercise. But at the end, I was scrolling through this channel and I was really happy with what I saw. And it's the same for the other channel. As I said, a little less used. Don't underestimate what kind of help you can get here, but support employability with questions about, hey, I need help with my CV, I need help with an interview, and also here volunteers applying, yeah, send me your CV, let's plan a meeting, let's try to do this mock interview, this practice interview for your upcoming job interview. So also this channel you've been using really well. And also here the volunteers were very eager to help you. So I mentioned already the help of the volunteers, but I specifically want to mention those volunteers who have been either main instructor or supervisor. I could also mention all the co-buddies here, but there's so many co-buddies. I will not be finished for a while, but especially because these are the core volunteers for this course. You've all been seeing them for a couple of weeks, either during the final project or during one of the modules. So we got Yogi, Nandan, Boris, Lino, Javi, Nico, Yexira, Andre, William, Leander, Alexei, actually a student, a MigraCode student, a MigraCode graduate from last course, Alexandra, Flaminia, Juan, Leander, Eduard, Jonah. I'm really afraid I'm forgetting one. I already asked them, but I didn't get a reply, so I think I have everyone. But yeah, most of you all know their faces, and they've been a very important part, depending which group you were, on your learning progress as well. Again, so without this amazing group of people, we've not been able to do it. So Carlos, I did actually put all the students at the end. So yeah, you can start now with a short talk about your experience, but also about what you like. Sure.
Okay, first of all, nice to see you again here 8 months later. Because we were here 8 months ago, just for one day, we see each other, and then finally go to our places. And this is the next time that we see each other. So very happy to see you again. Because during the course, some of you had problems with the camera and you could not put the camera on. But suddenly, the day that you had the interview, it worked. I don't know, I think that happened. But well, happy to see you. So, and the second point, congratulations to be here, because I think it has been a very difficult year in general for everything. We struggle with a lot of things. So doing the sports is very hard. It requires a lot of your brain to be calm. And with the situation that we have, it is very difficult to be able to do a course like this and at the same time living the situation that we have. So for me, for example, it has been very difficult this year. So a lot of work. You cannot go out, you cannot go with friends, and you have always to be at home, studying, doing exercises, doing the other things that you have in your life. That, I assume that your life as it is not easy. So that's all for the life. Congratulations to be here, because 8 months after we see that day, you are here and you want to progress in this area. I think it's very good. Okay, seeing this, I think that MigraCode as a bootcamp, I have never an experience in a bootcamp. I don't how you feel in a bootcamp. But in MigraCode, I think like it is like a punch in your face because when you're right here, most of you don't have any experience of programming. You think, okay, I like web development, and that's all. And then you realize that you have to open a terminal, a black screen, writing sentences, and this is what expects to you the rest of your life. And I think that living this situation it is not easy. But after struggle with these 8 months, then I think that you have to make a decision. So I think that MigraCode has helped you a lot. So MigraCode is a program that helps a lot of students. There is a lot of support that has been said, a lot of volunteers that helped you during this period. They put a lot of hours on you. We have to thank you, these people. And well, but after 8 months, now you're here, you have to decide on what you want. So you have seen that learning to program is not easy. Perhaps you thought that after 8 months, you will be the master of the universe in programming, but it is not true. So you just you have been 8 months because learning a new skill is like all the skills in our life. So for example, if you want to play the guitar and you want to play a song that you like, you will not play that song in 1 hour. You have to spend a lot of time. And for example, me, my brother plays the guitar very good, and he has been a lot of hours playing. And I tried 1 hour, and I said, I don't like it. So, well, I like to arrive and play the guitar, but I don't like the process. And this is something that you have to ask to yourself if you like it, the process of learning. So I know that it's not. It wasn't easy. It is difficult, but you have to see yourself that you are learning, and you like to proceed, and you like to be better in this skill as you were a week before. So the other day I sent you a message in all the teams asking you. So you have to compare with yourself the day that we were here 8 months ago, and think about or compare about programming, about professional skills or personal skills. If you are better than you were that day, and you have to compare because you can compare with others, but you don't know the background that the others have. So you have to compare with yourself. So are you learning, and if you like it? Because if you are learning and you like it and this is what you want, then you have to like all the skills, like play the guitar, play football. So I have played football all my life, a lot of hours. If I play against Messi, so I am just a kid. So, but I like it, and I still play. If I know that I'm not young, but the situation I cannot play, but I still continue playing because I like it. Some others play the guitar because they like it, and some others they have hobbies or they have skills that they like it, and they continue with that. So, but yeah, you know what it is. So you have to put a lot of hours, so, like in the final project. So at the beginning it was very difficult. You have to learn a lot of things, not just development. You have to learn how to work with others, how to manage functionalities, how to manage it. So a lot of things at the same time. In 8 months is not enough. So when I started at university, I was there 5 years. So I don't say that you have to be 5 years studying, but because well, I learned a lot of maths, and a lot of what I learned perhaps was not necessary to be a developer in a web environment. Because about web development, I did nothing. So this is a lot of jobs are regarding the web development. And this bootcamp has been focused only on this. So, but you have to decide. So if you like it, if you want it, and first of all, to achieve what you want, it requires a lot of hours, and a lot of hours, and a lot of work, and a lot of doing. So I think that after 8 months, I can see some of you that are able today to find a job as a junior developer. Some others will need more practice, more knowledge, more being comfortable in interviews. So, but well, you have to decide if you want it. So, for example, I want to mention the example of Tony. Tony was in the Mars group, and well, he has other things, and he could not focus on this bootcamp because he has the own stuff that I don't know, but doesn't matter. He wanted to make this course, putting all the hours that he could, and pushing for all the exercises, every work that we have to do, every lesson, either 100% to learn. And after these 8 months, I think that Tony is has been one of the best students of this course because he has done everything. So all the exercises, he did it. And he did it with a lot of hours because he liked it and he wanted to achieve that point. I think that is an example to, if you want, you can do it. But it is not just to say, I want it. No. If you want it, if you need it, go right there. Go right there, you have to focus. Always I say the same, put the hours. And well, now that you're here, so some of you think that having this certificate will open you all the doors. So it's just a certificate, so it's just a paper. When you will go to interviews, you have to do technical lessons. You will have to do interviews about management, about a lot of things, and you have to be prepared. And MigraCode doesn't end today. So MigraCode will be here for months or for the time that you need to find a job. We are working on ways that we can give you more exercises, more projects. So perhaps some of you think that if I do again the final project, I will do a super project. So perhaps you're invited to do it again after 3 months. So this is what some of you what you need. So keep practicing. You have to do another final project to do it perfect. That later you can explain to companies. It's up to you. And what more? Yeah, and to find a job, perhaps it's not easy. I think that the situation that we have today is very bad. One of the worst situation in the last years. I think that in the crisis that we had in Spain 10 years ago, at least the tech sector was there, and the tech sector was hiring. That crisis was not hard for the technicians like programmers. But now the situation changed a little bit. So companies don't want to hire new people. But in the next months, I hope that this will change. And you have to be ready for that moment that everyone hopes. Well, I think that it will arrive because we can see that Israel now they are much better than they were a month ago, and we hope that this happens in Europe and in the world in the next months. Well, keep pushing. And well, about me, so for me it has been a pleasure to be in this course and in MigraCode for a year. So I enjoyed a lot. So for me, I will never forget what happened here with all of you. You have been one of my courses, my students. So I will remember all of you, I'm sure. Well, for me, for example, this is one of my last weeks here in MigraCode as a head of education. But well, so it is not a goodbye because I will be here, but in other way. My problem now was that I had like 2 jobs, one job at the morning, another job in the afternoons. Now we have 2 courses at the same time, so there are a lot of hours. Well, when I get messages, I like to answer. I don't want to wait 1 week to answer you. Sometimes I read, I know, and I want that someone with more time or more mental capacity can be there to do it better than me. So, but I'm very happy with what happened in MigraCode because when we started, we had just 1 course of 8 students, and now at that moment we have 4 courses of 10, 15 people. So MigraCode has scaled a lot. I hope that a lot of students come in the next years. And also, I think that it's a new that we can face here in Barcelona. Is that, well, for example, I live in Poblenou, and they are building a lot of new offices. And I heard that WebHelp will hire one of that offices with I don't know how many thousands of places. But I think that a lot of new companies will come to Barcelona in the next year. A lot of offices will need technical support and technical people to help them, developers, well, all kind of technical skills. And well, if you're ready, we'll be there. And well, my idea about MigraCode for my future is I will continue, not in a daily basis, but I will continue with some projects. So one is to improve the curriculum, for example, give you more references as a project, did by us or by students that you can understand everything. Because sometimes when you are looking for how do I do this, so instead of going to the syllabus, a lot of what you do is go to Google and search how do I do this. But in Google there are millions of modules, millions of libraries, millions of frameworks, and you have to do it, but understanding what you are doing. Because if not, you will get stuck at the beginning, just copying and pasting, and it doesn't work. And for example, giving you more projects, giving you more examples on code that we already give and work. So the database connects to the server, and the server connects to the client, and everything. So you can have examples that work and then translate it to your project. The other project that I would like to continue is that once you arrive here and you have the certificate, no, it doesn't matter, it's just a paper, and you want to find a job, then there is a period, it's a hard period, in which you will have a lot of interviews, you will have to do a lot of exams by companies in what you have to develop, etc. So an idea is to make like a program or a monthly meeting to talk about the interviews that you had, share with other students, try to do together the test, something like this. I know that volunteers in MigraCode already started with this. I would like to join and see if I can help here. Well, and the third thing that I would like to do is to create more community through sports. Because I love sports, I play football and volleyball, and I would like to create tournaments in which we can play together, see our faces more times, and not just in the bad times when we are learning. So more in times that we are enjoying, having fun, because this is something that we are, as a human, we are not just for learning and to stuff. We have it's also a part of happiness. Well, I found this happiness in my life through sports. And if somebody wants to be at that tournament, so I will be very happy. Well, I think that's all from my side.
Thank you. Do this one. Thank you, Carlos. Before I give the word to Tony, Carlos, I already wrote a message on Slack, which is, I mean, I would have loved to give you that message more in person with a lot of people around. But yeah, that's the consequence of working online. Yeah, everything I wrote, of course, is true. And the main thing that I just want to repeat is that I honestly believe that this goes already before these July groups, when in March we switched for the first time online, we were not even able to go out, and you were working like crazy for what of it, but also for us, and that we were asking a lot from everyone in the MigraCode, including you. I really think if we hadn't had you, or we had someone else, I really doubt if we were even able to still be here today as MigraCode. And I honestly mean that, because I cannot imagine arranging these classes alone or with someone who wasn't that dedicated as you were. And even though you never had experience, you had a lot of IT experience and management experience, but not specifically in working in the context we work, non-profit, with different kind of communities that you normally work with. That wasn't easy to adjust, and I know. But you did, and yeah, because of that dedication, we're here. All the students here were able to join these July groups after our March groups, and that's a huge thanks. And I am really, really happy that you're staying as a volunteer and helping. And this sports thing is new to me, which is, well, I knew you like sports, but I didn't know you were going to do that for us as well. And I really like that, and you should definitely do that. I think it's awesome. You organize the volleyball and football. I organize the cycling and running. I think that's a fair deal. But yeah, thank you, Carlos. Yeah, we'll stay in touch. Good. Tony, can you give us a quick word? Oh, wait, I have a wonderful slide for you. Yes, there it is. Okay. Quick word about your experience with MigraCode.
For me, it's a pleasure to be here. The first thing that I want to say is thank a lot to the MigraCode team. When I came here to Barcelona, maybe almost 2 years ago, I had very clear that I wanted to get involved with coding and programming and get better in this. I started researching about the prices of this kind of bootcamp. Couple of brands, 5,000, 7,000, and so on. It's quite impressive. Everything that is happening here in MigraCode for free and far beyond the code. It's the whole community, everything we have, and we should not give that for granted. Sometimes, oh, it's free, it's an EPO. We forget the context. Here we are blessed for these kind of opportunities. It's not something that we can give for granted. I mean, it's something that is very special. A lot of people would like to receive this knowledge and cannot access to this knowledge. And we are able to access this knowledge. And far beyond the knowledge is this whole community. It's quite impressive. At least from my own experience, as a student, I felt that at least the minimum thing I was able to do to contribute with this cause was being a good student. And it's like, okay, let's study this. But now that we finish, maybe at least it's my approach. I invite you guys also to have this approach. As much as possible, try to help the community. Maybe answering the technical support, active or help somehow, I think is a very good way to return this investment for a lot of people. Let's make this have a profound impact by finding jobs, by doing things, creating new technologies. I think that is the best way we can return all this investment, using that knowledge and helping other people in this way. Yeah, thank you a lot. That's I think that is what I can say. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you a lot. Thank you, Carlos, and thank you to everyone that.
Tony. I'll get back to you in a bit. And then I want to invite our last guest speaker of today, Beeps, who also did an amazing effort, like all of you. And is well, I asked you, Beeps, because well, I know you can talk well. That's why I asked you, but also because you're an example of the effort that we all put in, that you all put in, and also because you, like everyone, is really working hard to find a job, and you can actually already share a little bit of good news. I mean, I know it's still in progress, but I mean, it's an example that if you try and try and try, and I know that you've tried, like all of you, that things will come along your way. So if you can share a little bit about that, would be really
good. First of all, I want to congratulate all of us, that's July, for completing this course. When I woke up today, I asked myself, how do I feel today? Do I feel sad? Do I feel happy? Or perhaps a bit relaxed? But predominantly, I feel hopeful. Because when I look back on my journey, when I see my growth, it was happened, the inclusion of MigraCode happened in such a point of my life when I was expecting a magic to happen. And when it happened, it transformed me from an ordinary, hopeless person into a confident taxer. So that's why I'm hopeful. And nothing can be better than that, before 2 days of my graduation day, I got an offer from a company to join as an intern. So that's why I'm hopeful. I want to give thank you to all of my teachers who give an unconditional support throughout this course and make it happen, pushes the best to learn us even the day when we don't want to. I want to give thanks to all the volunteers for their tremendous support throughout this journey. I want to give a special mention to Henriette. She was being a so support system for me throughout our journey, especially the way the great contribution of my life is the inclusion of Codomen that really helped me to gather all of my credits to work for real life, real job. All of my classmates, especially Alexi, you support me a lot to learn. I want to give special thanks to all of my good buddies because without them, especially Buzana and Fiona, without them, I think I cannot make it happen. They work as a ringer to my life. Everybody said that MigraCode is amazing, and I must say that MigraCode is amazing because Carlos and Vincent work. So at last, I want to say, like, I really want to hard work in your future, and I want to make MigraCode proud for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Beeps. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Carlos, for all the super nice words. I really appreciate it. And then the rest of you, you can all speak now. No, that's a very bad joke. I picked the students a bit random, so the speakers were like for random picks, and that I do know that they like to speak out. So. But yeah, we got a lot more people, and I think I put time it twice, so it counts double, I think. I don't know. Like I said, as always, it's a bit stressful with MigraCode. I don't have a speech prepared for all of you. I just want to mention all of you, and some of you I will say a bit extra because also I don't know all of you the same as each one of you. But of course, we got Melina, we got Sakin, who made, by the way, amazing progress with his English, and that's awesome. I think you're finally now able to understand me when the last time you were here, you weren't. Jorge, I think he's in the call actually. I hope so. But also an amazing effort. Well, Tony, you spoke for yourself, but definitely all the things you were saying were also true. And I am mostly amazed about the fact you rejoined. Like Carlos was saying, that is not easy. If you drop out of MigraCode, and we had some students dropping out, which is always understandable because it's not an easy effort, as you know. But coming back and then completing, you're actually the first student to do that. Well, together actually with Jose, he redid the final projects with us to finish his course that he started in March. Joanna, also an amazing effort. Adriana as well. Ricardo, I think he's in the call from Mallorca probably. Yeah, he's there. Well, Jorge, I already mentioned you. Annie, also, I don't know if you joined the English classes as well. I hope you were able to follow everything, but also thank you for your amazing effort. Gustavo, I don't know. I haven't seen him in the call either, but also, I actually forgot, sorry. Also a student who, just like Jose, actually rejoined the classes, the final projects, to finish his March course, also successful. Diana, sorry, who's actually starting soon with Open Cultural Center, which is a job, which is amazing. Jaime, who is also putting an amazing effort. Amara, I'm really happy you were able to come. I know things haven't been easy for you. I know that you're eager to rejoin the final projects of the July groups. That opportunity is there for you. I hope the situation is better when we're at that point of time. But especially considering from the start that it wasn't easy for you, you've put in an amazing effort of mine. And I am honestly, like I wrote you in the email, pretty amazed. Even though in the end you had to stop for a while, that you're here and literally here today. It's really impressive. Anudip, who actually also found a part-time job already, which is just also amazing. To be honest, I thought, Anudip, you needed a bit more practice. And then Mark comes to me from that horrible saying, I want this guy, Anudip, which is amazing and actually proved me wrong. And I'm really happy for you with that opportunity. Bibbs, you also spoke for yourself. Really nice words. Thank you. And we called quite a lot about the different job opportunities and all the efforts you put in for getting a job. And as I tell everyone, I know students who were sending 50 applications a month to different companies. I know you were part of those students sending a lot of applications. It is how it is. It's still a crisis. It's still, like Carlos is saying, probably the worst crisis we will ever see in our generation, economically seen, also from other perspectives. But yeah, you managed, and I hope it will be the same for many others. Ramin did an amazing job. I'm not sure if he's in the call, but he did an amazing job with all the course parts. But as you all know, probably he's quite busy with his own startup, so he wasn't able to complete the final projects. But also with him, we're happy to receive him again if he wants to rejoin. But of course, I hope his own startup will be so successful that it's not necessary anymore, because he does already have the amazing skills. Alexei, amazing job. I just want to specifically mention, indeed, like Deeps was saying, I know you were helping other students. And this is something we always encourage, but you did it a little bit more than average. And because you had some knowledge already, you're a fast learner, and you use this to help others. And I think that's also a really great example. Ali, I know you're on the call. You also, I know it wasn't easy for you to grasp all the materials, and you had pretty big challenges as well. I won't go into detail, but I know it wasn't easy. But you're still here. We'll talk about the specific details of the certificate and everything. But we know you did an amazing effort, and we'll continue helping you as well, of course, with the job search. And Alfonso, I haven't seen him. I'm not sure if he's in the call, but also for him, his English went up like crazy. It was amazing. and also hopefully soon be able to find a job, because he also has the skills to be able to do that soon. That's a list of students. I'm not forgetting, I'm really afraid of that always, but I think I have everyone. So before I say grab a drink, as I said, I'm going to be picky with the COVID measures, but before I say that, it's a bit too wide, but this sentence is important. You're not done with us yet. Of course, those who found a job maybe, and who can already be more independent, you can still reach out, but maybe you don't have to. But for all of you who don't have a job yet, who still need our legal support, who still need a code buddy to continue learning, who maybe want to rejoin some classes in the future, who haven't fully finished the final projects and wants to rejoin the final projects for the next group. Whatever reason you have to ask us for support, it's possible. We're not gonna kick you out of our Slack. We still have the October group students in our Slack from almost a year and a half ago, and that goes for you as well. So I would say mainly to continue learning. I wrote to some of you in the email saying, try to join some open source projects. This is a really, really good way to get experience, to develop your own skills, also with help from others. But it means that if you're working on a GitHub project somewhere and you're stuck, you can still write and support that, because it's not just for current students, it's for anyone who's part of MigraCode and who's eager to learn. But again, write me if you face any other issues. I do have to be honest that we're getting more and more students, meaning more and more questions and requests. Obviously, we do prioritize a little bit the students that are currently active, but we're still here. It just may take a little bit longer. But also, I still have students from the October group talking to the psychologist, maybe talking to a lawyer, or one of our legal volunteers. So do not think when you walk out of here later today that this is it. That is definitely not the case. And even if it's not for the job search or for learning further, Carlos is going to organize a lot of volleyball and football tournaments. So then you at least be there. That's really what we want to encourage you to do. That's it. Again, thank you. Let's have a drink. I already put some water. We're going to add some Coca-Cola and whatever Marta bought. We got some snacks. We have to, normally we would order pizzas and whatever. With COVID, that's a bit difficult. So we have some COVID-safe snacks. And again, I'm going to be a bit of a police officer. I hate this on a day like this, because I want to help all of you. This is the situation. I'm already really happy that I can actually see all of you in person and that we can have a chat. And also, if you have any remainder questions, me and Carlos are here. And that's it. Thank you very much. Marta, where did you're hidden there? Could you also grab the bottle of Coke? I don't know, and put them on the table over there. Grab a drink, grab a snack. We'll put them on the tables and improvise, I would say. Thank you everyone over here for joining. Thank you, Ali, Adriana, Ricardo. Gracias a todos, todas.
Hi, mate.
Thank you. Such a wonderful session. Congratulations.